What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of the Ricky Jones Jr. podcast. It's me, Ricky Jones Jr., back again for another video, another episode, depending on where you're watching, where you're listening on. If you're watching on YouTube, if you would, click that subscribe button, that bell notification, and that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. Before we dive into this episode, if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, please click that follow, subscribe, whatever you can do to lock into what we have going on, okay? Because I know it's going to bless you, it's going to enrich you, it's going to take you to where you want to be. And this one is a great topic that we're going to be talking about. Y'all already know where I am with this purpose. And now this is even why I have the shirt that I have on, which is a part of the brand in which Crystal and I, my lovely wife, have put together, called Pursuit of Destiny, okay? And this here episode, we're going to be talking about the 5 questions of life that the rich, wealthy, and successful people ask. And they answer, right? Not only do they ask this question, but they get the answers to these questions. And I want it for us all because I want us all to be successful in our creative space and wealthy to be able to not only help ourselves, right? Wealth is not just for you and the lifetime in the life space that you get to live in. No, it's for your ability to help others. It's for your ability to leave legacy for those that are to come. But then, as the Bible says, a great man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So that is what really wealth is all about. Don't you want to be a great man? If you are a woman, you can leave wealth as well, leave money for your legacy as well, and still be counted as great. So don't just think when it says man, or when I said man, I just had the identity of a male in mind. No, that could be a man or a woman. But if you leave an inheritance to your children, great are you that day, okay? And so I want it for us all, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. But there are 5 questions, like I said, 5 questions of life that we should all ask, right? We should all ask, but then after we ask the question, we should seek the answer, or we should ask the question enough that we get an answer, or we should seek enough that we find the answer, okay? And so the first one, and I'll say them, then I'll talk about them, and then we'll go through them because there are like 3 of them that I love. And so the first one is, who am I? Who am I? When's the last time you assessed who you actually were? Quite often we live life with the identity of others on us, which is even why I have the brand that I have on right now. But oftentimes we walk around with Nike shirts on, with Gucci shirts, with Louis Vuitton. Those are actual people. Those are family names. We're walking around with family names. A family called Gucci, right? Louis Vuitton, that's first name, last name, right? And then you have like Ballman. Like, these are all names of families, of individuals that we're walking around with. And we think that when we have on their identity, when we're wearing the clothing which represents their family, it's who we need to be. Or then we feel like we made it, or we're somebody, or we're better than. Like, no, you've taken on the identity or the family name of others, but you shouldn't do that if you're seeking validation, if you're seeking worth, if you're seeking status, or if you're seeking pleasure. No. And I'm not saying like everybody should have their own clothing brand, but I'm saying to say that you shouldn't have to put on those things to feel like you are somebody. You shouldn't have to put on those things to feel like now I have self-worth. Now I have the dignity to walk into rooms, to walk into spaces, to go into these opportunities. No, you can do it in a plain white tee, depending on where you're going, and some jeans, right? And be who you are. That's why I love like social media, because you get an opportunity to get glimpses into people's lives. You don't get the full essence of what their life is like, but you get to see what they want you to see. And what we do get to see is a lot of, well, I won't say a lot, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Bill Gates, even the Steve Jobs, and the list goes on. They were very modest dressers. Like, you would look at them, and if you didn't know, you wouldn't know what they had in their bank accounts. But I love that because it shows and reminds me how it's not about what I wear that makes me who I am or gives me the identity that I walk around with. No, it's what's within my inner thoughts, my inner self concept about myself, my self-esteem, my inner vision of myself really determines and depicts who I am. Because as you think within, as you think within your mind, so will you be in this world as a man thinker. That was a great book. I think his name was like James Cook or whatever, whatnot. I'll put a link down below. Great book, great read. You should do it, right? I read it and I recommend it, okay? And so, who am I? It's the first question. The second question is, where am I from? Or in essence, like the source or heritage of an individual. What's up, great people? So, hey, there are 3 steps to living your purposeful life, and those are discover, right? First, you have to discover what your purpose is. The second thing is you have to develop that gift that you have on the inside of you. And the third thing is you are launching out, deploying in the purpose that you've discovered and developed. And then, man, what a life on the other end. What a life of fulfillment, happiness, joy, peace, and certainty, right? Who wants to have certainty each and every day that they wake up? Well, my friends, you can do that. And with the help of Purpose Activation, the ultimate community that's going to help you not only inspire, but encourage you, but also empower you to be able to live that purposeful life. Hey, tap in, link down below. Or if you just, can hear and do, you can go to leap.apurposefulpursuit.com, because it takes a leap to live a life full of purpose. However, it's the leap that you want to make. I see you on the other end, y'all. And you really can't just like tap into where you are as far as your family structure to get the source or idea of where you're from. But the cool thing about knowing who I am and then knowing where I'm from, that lets you know where you operate the way you operate right now, where you're from, where's your source, like where do you come from, what is your family line, what is your heritage, why are you where you are right now, why do you think the way you think right now, why do you live where you live right now. Oftentimes that is passed through generations and groups of people and things like that. And then you may be wondering, like, why can't I like push out? I want to do more. I want to see more. I want to live more. I want to be more. However, I can't get to the more because I feel trapped. Well, you could feel trapped because of the family legacy, the generations and generations of being there, generations living in the same neighborhood, generations of living in the same city, generation of never getting out and exploring life. Like, it's crazy the thoughts that some people have, not to give a specific place or a specific reason, but I have read about people who think that where they are born is all that exists in the world. Like, they watch TV and they think of it as like entertainment, but they don't look at it as it's actually showing glimpses of reality that's actually out there. Like, Dubai actually exists. Australia actually exists. Tokyo actually exists. It's not just some painted place on the TV screen that cool movies are shot at or TV shows are filmed at. No, like, those are actually places. But there are some people that are confined to their cities, confined to their neighborhoods, confined to their communities, and they think that is it. And they're comfortable being where they are, knowing who they know, and never have the desire to step foot on the plane, step foot on the bus, step foot in the car to travel outside, right? Mind-boggling. Why? Because I travel, right? Thankfully, my parents are the ones that were like, no, we're going to expose you to more. There is more. They came and came from and came out of more, right? They lived in a place. They both moved to a new place. They experienced more and things like that. So, hey, you have to know where you're from. But then the third one talks about, why am I here? And that's the one that I love talking about the most, because I believe the most bang for your buck is in that question. Why am I here? AKA my purpose. What is my purpose? Ask yourself, when is the last time you asked yourself and actually came out with a solution of why you were actually here? Oftentimes we just live life based off of what other people tell us to do. We live life based off of seeking acceptance. We live life based off of status quo. We live life based off of what people tell us we should do in life. But no, we have to live life out of the real reason we are here. Why am I here? And that's something that you can ask as a human being. You have the capabilities, ability, and right to actually ask that question. A pencil can't ask, why am I here? Right? A keyboard can't ask, why am I here? A camera can ask, why am I here? No, they were put here for a reason, for a purpose, for mankind to operate with them, and so they can't ask. They're just subjected to what we do with them. If I use the camera that I'm using to shoot this YouTube video, or the mic that I'm using to record the audio, if I just put them in the closet, that is where they're gonna be. I can count on them being in the closet. I can count on them being there doing absolutely nothing. And I can leave them in there for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And if I turn them bad boys on, they will still do what they were supposed to be doing and still record and still capture audio. However, if I don't use them, they won't be used. Well, I'm saying that to say, just as you have purpose on the inside of you, a reason why you are here, if you haven't tapped into it, if you don't know what that is, my friends, you will live life in a way like the camera and the microphone in the closet, doing nothing, achieving nothing that you were actually supposed to achieve. Yes, like the camera in the closet, the mic and the camera the camera and the mic in the closet, they may be sitting there and are keeping, let's just say, some papers from falling. Okay, cool, like they're doing something, but they're not doing what they were supposed to be doing, which is capturing this oh so great video, right? Yours truly, and this oh so great audio, which you're hearing. However, you, my friend, you, my sister, my brother, whoever it is that is watching, I want you to live life out of the reason why you're here. Why am I here? Your purpose. Live it. Live it, live it, live it, live it, right? And you can't live that part enough. But then outside of that, it talks about what can I do? That's the fourth question. What can I do? That is your potential, which I love that one too, because it's just something that ignites me, because it gives me something to look forward to, right? My potential has not even been scratched. Most people only use 7 to 8% of their brain, right? Most people. 7 to 8% of their brain is being used, which means there is another 93 to 92% that is unused. That is your potential gap, right? And how do you stretch your potential? You expose yourself to more. You read more things. You watch more beneficial content like you're doing right now. You listen to more beneficial content like you're doing right now. And the list goes on. There's other great peoples, the Jim Rohns, the Zig Ziglars, the Tony Robbins, the Les Browns, the Myron Goldens. The list goes on, right? There are some great people that you can listen to that will stretch you beyond where you are right now to get you and maximize the potential that you ultimately have. And we all have potential. Now, here's the thing. Oftentimes, people are blocked or hindered from achieving their full potential because of the childhood stages in their lives. The sad thing is, right, here's the sad part, but by age 7, usually people are capped or limited to their potential. They're capped or limited to who they are, what they think they can achieve, what they think they'll do, where they think they'll go by age 7. So parents, we have the responsibility to not only love our kids, but to inspire our kids, to motivate our kids, to speak positive and encouraging words to our kids so that they always are open up to the possibilities and they aren't limited, right? Which on the contrary, abuse, misuse, mistreated, unloved, those are conditions and ways in which kids are then stifled. They're blocked, which is why such crimes are taking place, hate things are taking place, and list goes on, because those kids by age 7, they don't see the light, they don't see the love, they don't see the reason for more. They just see lack, right? And I won't get into that, but we're here, right? We're here, and maybe we'll get into another day, but I don't want to get into it this day because it just hurts, right? Being a father of a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, I feel like it's my obligation to not only love on my kids, but to tell my kids daily that they have potential, that they have endless possibilities, they have a wonderful brain, a wonderful mind, wonderful potential, right? And so that's potential. That's number 4. And then last but not least, number 5, where am I going? Which in other words is our destiny. And I love that, right? Pursuit of destiny. That's what we talk about. That's who we are. But I know the purpose is the way in which we get to achieve our destiny, because I believe our destinies are already created. Our destinies are already laid out. There's some people that believe you can create your own destiny. And I believe that you can, in a sense, create or live out the destiny that was already created when you operate in your purpose. That number 3, why am I here? When you have that answer solidified, then I believe you're on the way to your destiny, living out the reason why you're here, or the where am I going, right? Once you find out why am I here, when I know why am I here, when I know why the camera is what the camera is and what the camera does, I know where to go with this camera. If I had no idea of why the camera was what it was and somebody just gave it to me, right? Let's just say I had no understanding of what a camera was. I had no understanding for the purpose of my Canon camera, and somebody handed it to me and I took it. I just looked at it. It's just this like black situation with a little lens on the front, and I just get it and I put it on some paper. I think, oh, it's kind of heavy, I can use it as a paperweight, or man, it's kind of stable, I can put it as a bookend on my bookshelf, and that's what it's there for. Well, man, what an unpurposeful journey that the camera lived. But then too, it did not fulfill its destiny. Its destiny was to go places, to do things. Even more important, like a GoPro, right? Let's get more specific, because you may be like, man, this dude in this Canon, he's tripping. But a GoPros are created, which is a camera. For those that don't know, it's a camera, or you can do photo or video, but it's really for like action sports. It's for people that are doing things, may get wet and it won't mess up. It can go underwater. The list goes on. Well, it will be very, very sad if somebody purchased a GoPro and they used it to and as a baby monitor. Like, wow. That GoPro did not get its full purpose, potential, and live out its ultimately destiny as I'm sure the one that was made next to it. But I'm saying all that to say, great people, I make fun in the sense of cameras, but I'm saying it to say for you, for me, there is a chart and a path for us to go in. And let me just even make it real. Let me just talk about myself, right? Because I can do it and you can't get mad. But I was in a place where I was trying to figure out what's my purpose. Why am I here? Where am I going? What am I doing? I knew I had the potential, right? Because I had graduated college, and at that moment I was, which is a funny moment to be in, but after graduated college, I then asked the question, why am I here, right? I knew different assignments that I had. I knew different capabilities and abilities that I had. However, I was there. But the fun thing and the cool thing, because you may be in this place, so maybe this is why I'm saying it, but the cool thing that I realized with that diploma, I knew I had the potential to learn. And so if anything, I was, or I got out of going to college and graduating college, was the idea that I had the ability, I had the potential to learn things fast, okay? Because that's what college is all about at the end of the day. What can you learn? What can you retain? What can you regurgitate? But nonetheless, in it all, with it all, I left there and I was like, man, what am I supposed to be doing? So I was praying, I was seeking God, what am I supposed to be doing? And writing in my journal, God revealed to me what I was supposed to be doing. I was like, okay, cool. Now let's chart this out. Like, what is now the vision for this? And I thought the path was to go through the military. Why? Because that's what my parents did. Again, the source, right? The source comes back, because it's crazy how it works. But oftentimes you can see where you are in life, a true reflection in where the people before you were in life, until you ask these questions. You can ask these questions, get a new framework of mind, a new perspective on life, and make a radically different change. Those are the success stories that we get to hear about. Those are the difference makers in the world. Those are the people who asked these 5 questions, who came into grips with why they were here, what they're supposed to be doing, what potential do they have, and then they exploded in those areas and categories, and we now talk about them. We now read about them. We now see them and experience the different things and products and services that they create. They get out of the paradigm, right? But that's a whole nother conversation. But outside of that, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We're at the point where we get to ask these questions, right? What is my destiny? Okay, what potential do I have? Why am I here? What's the purpose for me being here? Where did I come from? What's my source? And ultimately, and the fun one, right? That's the first one, where it talks about who am I, or my identity, source, purpose, potential, destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get those answers to those 5 questions, my God, what a powerful person you will be. What a powerful person you will unlock, because you're already that person. But when you have the answers to those keys, you open up to a life that you can live more abundantly, where wealth, riches, wisdom, power will flow. Power will ultimately flow through you and to you each and every day. So my friends, tap in, find out those answers, and let me know. Let me know in the comment section, right? Let's be interactive with this thing. When you have those questions answered, let me know in the comment section below, and I know I have something to look forward to in each and every person that does. So with that being said, great people, with those things being shared, tap in, lock in, click that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, and like I said before, follow us, subscribe, whatever you can do on your favorite podcast platform, and I will be greatly appreciated because of it, appreciative because of it. Okay, all right, great people. Hey, we have great potential together in our relationship, so let's continue to live it out. Till next time, peace.